What's up, everybody? This is Coach Schnettler, and this is St. Columban 5th grade basketball. We're going to run through our offensive approaches for this season. Just like everything we do, we're going to be our best by concentrating, attitude, teamwork, and skill. Here we go with our balance offense. Our balance offense is a 5-out offensive approach utilized against defenses that are coming at us in a man-on-man or even a 3-2 zone defense where we're trying to pull the defenders out toward the perimeter to clear that space in the paint to get easy layups and jump shots. Here, by pulling the defenders out and around the perimeter, we're hoping to create all this open space down here in the paint where we can get those easy shots. We're utilizing our standard numbered scheme this year, and typically our one's going to be bringing the ball up in the middle on transition offense to the top of the key. One's going to dish it off to either wing, 2 or 3. And in our balance 1 offense, 1 always means give and go. So 1, pass the ball to the wing and immediately cut to the hoop, flashing, hands up, looking for that quick pass back to him to go in for that easy layup. If the pass isn't there, he is going to backfill to the opposite side that he passed to and reach the spot, that left short corner or that left corner. 5 is going to slide up and 3 is going to slide up. They're going to backfill into those positions so that everybody has now achieved this 5-out stance and the ball is now at our right wing. Again, clearing the middle and cutting to the hoop, selling that cut as if you're going to get that quick pass and then coming right back at you for that layup. Now, 1 means give and go. We're always going to follow that with a second number. That second number tells us how many times we're going to pass and cut before the ball actually gets passed back to the cutter. So if we say balance 1, that's a quick give and go. 1 passes to 2, gets the pass right back as he cuts in toward the hoop for that easy layup. So we could call that balance 1 or we could call it balance 11. Basically means the same thing. It's 1 give and go, 1 time, boom, boom, in for the shot. Now if we call balance 12, 13, 14, 15, that still means that the first number, number 1, is give and go, but the second number tells us how many times we're doing it before we're actually passing it to our cutter. So here we've made 1 pass, the ball's with 2, 1 has cut to the hoop and filled the 5 spot, everybody else is backfilled. Now 2 with the ball has an option in terms of our first passes to either pass to 4 or to 3. 2 passes back up to the top of the key. He is going to cut towards the hoop above his defender, and 4 is going to slide up to backfill. If we had called a balance 12, that was that second pass. Now he's cutting. 3 would have passed right back to him, 2, as he cut to the hoop to go in for the shot. Here we didn't call a balance 12 or the pass wasn't there, so the ball's back with 3 and everybody is reset. Now, if 2 had decided instead of passing back up to the top of the key to pass down to the short corner to our 4 spot, like here, 2's going to drop below his defender, cutting to the hoop, looking for that pass, and everybody else rotates over to fill his spot. 4, if we had called a balance 13, would have passed to him for that quick shot as he cut through towards the hoop, but either the pass wasn't there or we called a balance 14 or a balance 15, and 4's got the ball. Now, if 4 has the ball and passes his first pass back up to 3, and 4 is going to cut, he needs to cut above his defender, sealing that defender, trying to get that pass in for a quick shot. If the pass wasn't there or we had called a balance 15, etc., instead of him cutting all the way across to the opposite side of the baseline, he's got to curl back to his original spot because he can't cut over to where 2 is and have everybody else shift up and backfill because the ball is with 3. So he needs to cut to the hoop and immediately cut back. Now, if 4 gets trapped in the corner, he needs an outlet. So 3 is going to drop below his defender to that short corner or to that block to try to help, and 5 is going to slide up and kind of fairly far out from that wing spot to give him help. Whenever we call a balance 2, 2 means ball screen. There's only going to be one cut with balance 2 because we can only really do one ball screen and have it be effective. So we're going to call balance 2 or balance 21, and they mean the same thing. Again, 2 is the first number, meaning ball screen. The second number is the number of times that we're going to be passing and making our cut, and with balance 2 and balance 3, we're only going to do it one time, unlike in balance 1 where we can do it 5, 6, 7 times. So here, 1's going to pass to our 3. He's going to flash to the hoop, looking like he's cutting to the hoop, but then cut back and set a low screen, sneaking up on that defender, on the hoop side of that defender, low side, to come up and offer a screen for 3 to cut around that screen and take the easy shot. 1 could have done that to either side, 2 or 3. And again, 2 means ball screen. 3, which is this balance 3, means pass and pick away. So here, 1's going to pass to either wing, 2 or 3, passes it to 3, cut to the hoop like he's going to go in for that shot, but go and set an off-ball screen on the opposite wing's defender. Again, a low screen, hoop side, so that 2 can cut below that screen and receive that pass for a quick jump shot. Now, that balance 5-out offense is great for our man-on-man defenses that we're going to face, or our 3-2 zone defenses that we're going to face. But we're probably going to face a lot of 2-3 zones this year. And in a 2-3 zone, you've got your 2 high defenders that are just inside of kind of traditional wing defense location. And their job is to seal off the middle and then to rotate toward either wing if the ball gets passed to the wing. And then you've got these 3 low defenders that I'm going to call the linebackers, with a middle linebacker and 2 outside linebackers. The weaknesses in this 2-3 zone are our posts, and then from the wings, kind of the dribble drive areas as depicted here. In order to take advantage and exploit these areas, we're going to bring our 5-player just above the post with 1 foot above the foul line so that he can stay there longer than 3 seconds. And our 4-player is going to be at either block with 1 foot out of the paint so that we're not having a paint violation, a lane violation. 1's bringing the ball up and is going to dish it off to either wing or try to press up a little bit towards and below the top of the key in an attempt to pull those 2 defenders toward him to seal off that midline. That's probably also going to bring our middle linebacker up higher to cover our post player. That's going to open up a wing on either side. Now, 5 is going to try to flash to that corner that where the pass went to. And notice how if you look at the paint, you look at the lane, 4 and 5 are at opposite corners. That's the approach we always want to take in our Bobcat offense, is that 4 and 5 are rotating and maneuvering within the paint between those 2 corners. Whatever corner, and here we look at the elbow, right? 5 is at the left elbow. 5 is going to rotate to whatever elbow the ball gets passed to. 4 is going to be at the opposite block. What that's hopefully going to do is bring that outside linebacker up to try to close out on the ball. When we're playing this zone defense, we never want to get sucked up like this, but we're hoping that we can do it against other defenses. So we want to try to pull that outside linebacker up and above his typical zone down low. What that's going to allow us to do is have 5 drop down, possibly for that pass, or when 5 drops down, if that defender stays low, 4 rotates up to the opposite elbow. With 4 up at that opposite elbow, if he flashes now towards the ball, he can get a quick pass. If that middle linebacker comes up and is guarding him and totally sealing that off, 5 can then drop in towards that middle or towards the opposite block for a quick pass, hopefully inside of that outside linebacker so that he can do a quick post-up move and take the shot. Also notice that when 5 slid over to that opposite block, he's going to pull that outside linebacker over towards him, creating a lot of space on the opposite side of the court for our opposite wing to drop down and receive a quick pass, either a skip pass over to him or a quick pass up to the top of the key, back over to the opposite side for an easy shot. Remember, every time you can bring that ball from one side of the court to the other, left to right or right to left, you increase your opportunities for scoring. Our last offensive approach is going to be targeting a 1-3-1 zone. We probably won't face a lot of this type of zone, but if we do, it's important for us to recognize it and know how to exploit it. So in a 1-3-1 zone, the defenders kind of make a plus sign with 3 guys in the middle, 1 guy beneath the hoop, which is called the warrior, whose job is to flash between our 3 and our 4 player, and then 1 guy up top, just beneath the key, covering our 2 top players here. In order to do that, we're going to spread our offense out like an X, and that's why we're calling it X or Xavier. Here, it doesn't really matter which side the ball starts at, but we need to remember that this is a game of triangles. The plus sign and the X sign essentially create these triangles of space where we're going to try to exploit this defense. So between our 1-3 and our 5, or our 2-4 and our 5, we're going to be working the ball around between these triangles. Here our 1 has the ball. 3 is going to kick out to create a passing lane just outside of that defender. 5 is going to flash to that elbow or over down to the block to hopefully get that quick pass and suck the defenders over into this overload situation on the left side. That overload situation creates a lot of space on the opposite side of the court. 1 can drop down to that elbow for a quick pass. 2 can drop down to the opposite elbow, pulling the defense in, leaving our 4 player wide open, so that if the ball gets to 1, 1 skips it over to 4 for an easy short corner jump shot.